Well, hello there, and it is Auntie. And yes, I am late. And no, don't say anything about it. What's up, YouTube? Woo! This is Auntie. And I am coming to you all live and in cotton freaking living color to discuss whatever. Okay. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for joining the family and for being here. And to all of my wonderful nieces and nephews who have been with Auntie from the long haul, thank you all so much for being here and being here. Okay, as you all know, hey boo, I'm doing good. How are you? As you all know, Auntie has been doing massive amounts of overtime, and so I am like a dog tired. And but I had to come out here and say hello and chat with you all tonight. What I tried to do was set up streaming. Hi! I tried to set up some streaming so that I could actually talk to you all and take phone calls. But guess what? Hey! My daughter is at school and I am not I'm not tech savvy at all. And so I'm going to have to get somebody to show me how to download streaming apps and set up the Google chats and all that kind of stuff. So bear with your Auntie, okay? All right. So anyway, tonight, you know, we don't have our Little Women. They are gone for right now. Little Women of Dallas is coming back. And I will not, I repeat, will not be reviewing that crap. I don't like them. I don't want to see them. I don't care nothing about them. God bless them and God bless America. But I'm not going to be reviewing those little chicks, okay? I just don't like the little chicks. What you saying out there, boo-boo? Yes, I did. And we're going to be discussing that. So what I wanted to do was just kind of discuss the shows that I did review and why I'm not reviewing them anymore, okay? And then after that, we're going to move on. Okay, so one of the shows that I used to review was Project Runway. I stopped reviewing Project Runway for multiple reasons, okay? Although I want to get out here and I want to talk about it real quick, the reason why I stopped doing it is because when I am doing editing from my camera, like right now, I am talking to you on my cell phone. Okay, so I'm able to do that very easily. When I'm doing Project Runway, I like for you to see the clothes. That takes hours of editing. All right, so until Auntie has that time, she decided not to do it. I have been looking at it, however, for all of you all who have been asking, I have been looking at Project Runway. I have been a little disappointed with it. Hey, Mary, I've been disappointed with it because what has been bothering me about this, even though I like this season, I like the way that they have the models talking and all of that kind of stuff. Like, I truly enjoy that. I like to see them interacting with them. Hi, Cynthia Drake. I like to see them interacting and all of that. I don't like the fact that they're having these plus size models and everybody that gets a plus size model is challenged by having a plus size model. Look, there are women in society who are like me, well endowed in certain areas, and we need a little bit more material. If you can sew for a size 2, hello, Belle. Oh, isn't that cute? Hello, Belle. Okay, all right. We need a little bit more material. And if you can sew for a size 2, somebody that's a size 2 or a size 4, all you got to do is buy more fabric. To sit up there and act like, you know, you can't get yourself together and, oh, God, I got this plus size model. She's a size 22. I'm not that big. But there was a time when I was that big. And it's just to me it's degrading. I just don't like that at all. I think that they need to get past that. Then they have little challenges and stuff like that they have to go through, whether or not they have to use some kind of material that is not cloth, or the different challenges. They all act like, well, this is my first time ever doing that. Well, guess what? It's a lot of their first time doing that, and that's why it's called Project Runway. Hey, Miss Michelle. So, get over it, get past it. My guy, Devon, hey, Auntie, I missed you too, boo. My guy got eliminated off of there last week. I was a little devastated about that. Devontae, that ain't his, is that his name? I think that's his name. He got eliminated off of them. I was devastated. He just really seemed like he could not get himself together. And I really was devastated. I think that a lot of the fashions that are coming out of there are really good. The two twins, they are getting on my daggone nerves, something terrible. And so, because I come out and I do 90 Day Fiance, and we laugh and we joke about that, I know that I would be critical. Another show that I was doing that I'm not doing anymore is So Sharp. So Sharp, they just finished and wrapped up, and they ended up, titling two. They got 2 titles at the championship. Excuse me, y'all. I got a pumpkin cup tonight. This is how desperate I am about my Don't even taste the same going down. Hey, CC. Don't even taste the same going down. So, she said, what's in there? It's, some white sangria again. Don't tell nobody. But anyway, so So Sharp, they ended up winning and titling. I didn't like the bickering back and forth. What I don't want to do is come out here and always be a negative Betty. So I decided, you know what, hell with it. I ain't doing them no more. Clink, 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 clink. Okay, I ain't doing them no more. I ain't doing it again. So that's it for what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so let's talk about some things that are going on in the news, and some things that, just a little bit foul, and let's get that over with. Okay, let's get that over with. All right, so Kevin Hart. What can we say? I hate the twins. Kevin Hart decided to come out on Instagram, I guess, and do a live feed talking about he made a mistake and had some extracurricular activities with someone who was not his pregnant wife. Someone videotaped it. They act like they had a phone from 1979 taping it, because it was so blurry and you really couldn't see nothing. Whatever was going on, it didn't even seem like the boat had a motor on. It seemed like they was rowing. It didn't even seem like it was good. I mean, you just heard flesh hitting up against flesh. I mean, it could have been 2 monkeys for all I knew. But anyway, it was him. And he alleged that somebody was right. Slap, slap. Okay, all right, beautiful Alan. So, look. Let me go ahead on and get busy with the get busy. You know what? I ain't gonna cut no corners or anything like that. I'm gonna give it to y'all auntie style. Look, this man is a man who, if he was walking out on the street, would not have the opportunity to sleep with women as beautiful as the women he's sleeping with. Let's just tell the truth. Money make you look good. Money make you feel good. Money make you attractive. The more money you have, the more you can fix up and become attractive. The more your skin care is better. Your hair care is better. Like, everything is better, okay? Everything is better even when you're little. Okay, so now he's got this wife, okay? Beautiful woman. It ain't enough for him. Because, to me, and this is just my opinion, he seemed like one of those guys that was in school that none of the girls talked to. He sat at the lunchroom table, you know, and was trying to, you know, be all that he could be. And he just wasn't that guy that everybody was after. Because most of the time when you in high school, all the girls are after the athletes. I mean, it just is what it is. They're after the popular guys, the guys that's the class clowns and stuff like that. Some girls was after the hustlers and, you know, the guys that had the little money and all of that. And he didn't fit into any of those categories. He ended up, you know, making it big and doing what he do. He's worked, you know, all this time. He's put his name out there on the map. And it's with popularity, with more money, comes more problems. And I'm sorry, Auntie, but Kevin Hart's skincare is not better. He looks horrible, but it's better than it was. Okay. So, you know, with more money comes more opportunity. More opportunity to create the films that you want. More opportunity to own homes, land, cars, material possessions than you've ever had. And more opportunity to sleep with beautiful women. You have got to be a really strong man to be out here with the status that he has and not fall up, not fall into the trap. You know, you go out there and you say, why would I cheat? I wouldn't be a good cheater because I would get caught. You didn't say that you wouldn't cheat because you're just a good man at heart. You didn't say that you would be a good, you wouldn't cheat because you have integrity and you believe in the power of marriage. You didn't say all of that. You said something totally different than what you should have said out of your mouth. But guess what? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. And so whatever is in you, that's what's going to come out of you. And unfortunately for him, that's what came out. But for him and his wife, that was enough. Because after all, this young woman had slept with him while he was married to someone else. Now, a lot of people say that she should name her baby Karma. So a lot of people say I'm looking. Y'all know I'm looking right at that last comment that just came out. I'm looking. I got my eye on you, boo. Oh, okay. I'm looking. So basically, you know, I apologize for the people that's going to be coming out here looking at that for that little long pause, but I was looking at something. So anyway, okay, I will. As soon as it come back up. So anyway, I got it, Miss Michelle. So a lot of people said that he should name his baby Karma. A lot of people that said he should name his baby Reaping. And name her middle name Sowing. While that may be funny, there is actually people who are involved on the other end of this. Yes, he cheated on his wife with this young lady. But right now she's pregnant. And I know as a pregnant woman, I would not be wanting to go through anything like that. Did she bring this on herself because she was, having an exchange with the other woman? Yes. But when do we as women get to the point where we stop finger pointing and stop dragging each other down? When do we get to the point that, you know what, just because something has befallen you, I'm not going to sit there and rub it in your face. Hi, boo. I'm not going to do that. When do we as women learn how to sympathize with another woman past her faults? Now, I'm not excusing her from any of her behavior. Y'all trust me when I say that I'm not. But I am a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed as how much we point fingers at one another. We don't forgive one another. We wish the worst on people. We have the nerve to say something derogatory about a baby. And yeah, it may get you clicks, it may get you likes, and it may get you views. It just might get you that by having that kind of stuff in your title. But at the end of the day, the grave that you dig for somebody else, you gotta lay in it. And if the shoe was on your foot, how would you feel? Okay, so the timeline looks like this young woman was with Kevin, that she was dating him. But why do we wish something bad on the baby? Why do we walk around and talk about her and put comments underneath people's pages and talk about the man is a dog and all of this kind of stuff? We already know that. We know that based on the woman that he's with now. But where are we going to start lifting women up and saying, you know what? I hate that this has happened to you. I really do. I hate that he is now proven to be the guy that you always knew he was. See, because when you're dating somebody and you are a cheater, or this person has cheated on you before, or you've been in a relationship with somebody and they were already with somebody else, there are always circumstances to that. Now for us, we're looking at celebrity and we're judging celebrity and saying, she was dating him or blah, blah, blah. But evidently they were already having a bad relationship. His ex-wife went on to say how that she was the butt of his jokes, how he, brought her into his comedy skit and all of that kind of stuff. There were already problems in a relationship. And how many of us know people who are dating someone who may be in a marriage, a loveless marriage, and they're just yet not divorced? And do you say, okay, well, I'm not going to date him? Now, look, I'm playing devil advocate here. I'm playing devil advocate because I don't like it. And I don't like how we quick to say, nah, 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 boo-boo. Now, there are times when Auntie is patty. I'm real patty. And I'm not excusing Kevin or his wife, his current wife, for their behavior. I'm saying check yours. Yes, they are. I don't date married men either, but I have dated a married man. Oh, what? Auntie? Oh, clutch my pearls. Auntie, you dated a married man? Absolutely, I have. I didn't know he was married. I got the story. Thank you, Miss Michelle. Thank you, just read my book. I've dated a married man. Didn't know he was married. Had no idea that he was even married. I got the okie doke story. I'm dealing with this man. I'm not in love with him, but I'm dealing with him. And then all of a sudden, I get a knock on my door. God dang, beautiful Alan. Okay. I get a knock on my door on a Saturday morning, bright and early in the morning. I think it's one of my family members. After all, I got a boatload of brothers and sisters, so nieces and nephews. I'm thinking, okay, so this is somebody from the family. And I opened up the door, and she asked me, is her husband there? I said, what? You have the wrong place. This is the wrong apartment. She said, no, my husband's been coming over here. Do you know how I felt at the time? I'm like, husband? She got another woman with her, and they ready to rack. They ready to do some damage. I told her I didn't know you was married. I don't know who your husband is. She told me who her husband was. He was the same man that I was dating. And I was devastated. I was floored. Auntie, I don't want to hear stuff like this. I was floored. And you know what happened? I had to break it off of him. Now, here I am, young and naive. It's a lot of things that we do when we're young and we don't know. We don't know how to read the signs. Now, I'm not saying that that was her plight. I'm just saying you only know what they're telling you. That's all you know. And so here it is. I'm out, first apartment, first everything, first real boyfriend that I can, have over to my place and all this, and he's married. He preyed on me. He preyed on my innocence. He preyed on me being naive. He prayed. You understand what I'm saying? I was prey to him. I wasn't somebody he wanted to have a lasting relationship. I just was somebody that he could prey on. Now, when you look at these different women and you look at her, did she know that he was married? She probably did know. She's a different type of woman than I am. But what I'm saying is because of my experience and because of what I've been through, even though it's nothing remotely like hers, I'm not going to attack her baby. I'm not going to attack her. She got enough people attacking her. She feels bad enough being out here with this man. This man has deceived her and made her believe that she's the only one. That's what men do. And the woman that was sleeping with him in the hotel, she knew he was married. Not only did she know that he was married, she knew that he had a baby on the way. But what kind of woman does that? See, instead of us tearing these women down and making them feel bad, we need to bring them to an aha moment. We need to bring them to a place where they're not doing it. Because you know what? Men only do what we allow them to do. And we have been side chicks. Hello, somebody. We date men. And we know that they looking at other women. We know that they're not, are respectful of us. We know that we're living beneath and dating beneath our privileges. We know that we should be looking for a man. A man will lie in a minute to get what he wants. Exactly, he will. But you know what? We know as women when they lying. We know. But we live beneath our privileges and we take anything. And those are the kind of things that we have to deal with. Because see what we need. Yes, Auntie, we see what we want to see when our heart clouds our judgment. Yes, they are, CC. They are afraid to be alone. But we keep letting them. I don't. I think that there are certain signs that you can see. And certain women that you can see. You can have a friend or a person that you call your friend who's actually just an associate of yours who will sleep with your man the moment your back is turned. Boo, I don't have no daggone receding hairline, you dumb bastard. That's so dumb. Who got a receding hairline with this big old Willow's Peak right here? Where my hairline recede now? Dummy. Anyway. Anyway, I digress. But we have to be the ones who, okay. Oh, I blocked him. But he'll try to come back and do something else. And the thing about it is, you know, they'll sleep with your man behind your back. And when they sleep with your man behind your back, you don't know nothing about it. Because he grimy and she grimy. But you know what? At the same time, there's something about him and you that is off. Because we know when we dating somebody grimy. We know when we dating cheaters. Had a discussion with some women friends of mine. How can you tell if a man is a cheater? How can you tell? How do you know if he's just that kind of guy who just, I don't care how good he is to you, he's going to cheat on you? Exactly. She said his phone, when he won't take you out, if his eye goes left. Let me tell you how you know when a guy's a cheater. You took the words right out of my mouth. When he lies all the time about everything. If he doesn't have any type of integrity, he doesn't have good character on his job. He's always talking about how he's going to get over. He's the type of guy who just not a stand-up type of guy. A guy that makes excuses for his behavior. Everything I did was because the white man. I did this because this. Everything. Never takes accountability for his actions. To me, it gives me a window, a door into who he really is. Because the moment that you do something, Auntie has the best advice. Ella will tell them players bye. The moment I get that window and that door into who he really is, I'm out. I'm gone. See, because I don't like a man who won't take responsibility. One of the things that I noticed about Kevin, he never took responsibility. He said a whole lot of fluffy words, but he never took responsibility. Because when you sit there and you say, how can you tell if a guy is on the DL the same way? You just got to watch for signs. But I'm going to get to that DL thing. There you go. Ask him. But I'm going to get back to that. Kevin never took responsibility, in my opinion, for what he did. He said, I made a mistake. No, you purposed in your heart to cheat. You purposed in your heart to cover it up. You purposed, when it first came out a month ago, you and your wife got on Instagram and denied it. So you never took responsibility. You waited until you got caught. You waited until you got a felony of infidelity. See, now it's all out there. Because it didn't work out when this girl was on the up and up about covering it up. Now, I don't know if she exposed it, but whoever taped it wasn't on the up and up about keeping it disclosed. You thought that you had it all figured out. You didn't have it all figured out. And the thing about it is, you didn't even take responsibility. That's the first way to find out if a guy is a cheater. If he doesn't take responsibility for his actions, if he's always trying to cut corners, if he's a thief, if he's a liar, he will never do right by you. Because in order for a man to love you right and to love you the way that he's supposed to, he got to first love himself. And that starts with accountability and responsibility. When God created man and put man on this earth, the first thing that he gave him was responsibility. He didn't give him a wife. He didn't give him a rib or a spare rib. He gave him responsibility. He said, Adam, what I need you to do is tend to this garden. Take care of it. Then after he gave him that responsibility, he said, okay, well, I'm going to give you a little bit more responsibility. Now I'm going to give you dominion over everything that moves and breathes upon it. And in addition to that, I'm going to give you the responsibility of naming it. And whatever you name it, that's what it's going to be. So whatever a man says out of his mouth, he has a dominion and authority over that thing. Because that is how God has created us. He created us in his image with authority and dominion. So when this man stood out there, Adam, he began to look at animals and he said, well, you know what? That's gray. It has a trunk. It even has some white things coming out of, what is that, ivy tusk? I'm going to call that elephant. That has stripes on it. Looks a little bit like a horse, but it's not really a horse. I'm going to call it a zebra. You making so much noise. You're clucking all around with your head going back and forth. I'm going to call you chicken. Whatever Adam called that thing, it was. After God saw that he could handle responsibility and that he was accountable, not only to himself, but to the animals, because after all, they had to feed and everything else. There had to be care that was taking care of them. Then he said, you know what? Now I'm going to give you a woman. When you have a man that will not take care of his responsibility and his accountability, he will never take care of you. He will never do the right thing by you because he doesn't have control. And he is not doing the things that he has been brought and sent to this earth to do. So if he can't be accountable over those things, how is he going to be accountable over you? And even that, how is he going to be accountable to you? He can't be accountable to you because he's not even doing first things first. So if I meet a man and you meet a man, women, and he can't take responsibility for his actions to say, look, I had sex with someone else. Not I made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting to dot an I when writing a sentence. A mistake is forgetting to cross a T. A mistake is picking up a glass improperly and accidentally dropping it on the floor. A mistake is not willfully meeting another woman, going into a hotel, laughing and kikiing and having sex with her. That is not a mistake. That is something you willfully, on purpose, intentionally did. The mistake wasn't even in getting caught. That wasn't even a mistake because you had no control over that. Because you gave over your dominion and your authority when you didn't do first things first. When you didn't take care of what you were supposed to take care of, which was home, your wife and your children, you gave up your authority over everything. And that's what happens when we meet these men who want to constantly tell us lies, blow smoke up our butt cracks, and tell us that it's supposed to feel good. And we've settled for it. We know this man don't have no integrity. Can't show up to pick us up on time. Late for a date. Neglects to open up the door. Complains about his job and the white man. Not even in tune with what is currently happening in our country. Has no self-awareness. And you expect him to be what? Responsible in a relationship with you? When he can't handle first things first? And then, so why do we all act like they just tripped up and fell on the women? Okay. Now that would have been a mistake. But you didn't slip up. That's not a slip up. That's not a mistake. Take responsibility. And then you say, I'm not going to let somebody get paid off of my mistake. You lost control of that. You don't have any control over that anymore. Because though she may not get paid by you, somebody's going to pay her for her story, boo. You lost control over that. You're not the man who's going to be able to tell this woman whether or not she's going to capitalize off of your pain. She's already capitalizing. This is so true because my brother is the same way. He would never take accountability for nothing he would do, and he's a cheater, and that's been married 4 times, and he's cheating. God can't even see the rest of it. Yes, yes. We talking about Kevin Hart. And now, as women, we hold the bag. We hold the bag of responsibility. Now we're left with it. Members in the church, Jesus Christ. Now we got to make a decision as women whether we allow her to wallow in her pain and we point the fingers at her, or are we the type of women that's going to lift her up during this time, even though she didn't have enough grace and mercy to show it to another woman? That's a shame. You see how many people are going through this? But you know what? We want sympathy and all that for our family members. We got to learn how to give it out. Even though she did not give the ex-wife grace and mercy, even though she threw the ex-wife out there to the lions to be eaten, even though everybody want to make jokes, guess what? You reap what you sow. God's not going to hold you accountable for what they did. He's going to hold you accountable for what you do. And in this moment, I choose not to point the finger at her, even though she cheated with him. I will extend to her grace and mercy that wasn't extended to me. That's what we got to learn how to do, women. Now, if you want to come down in my, if it wasn't just the wife, think of the kids. Absolutely. So if you want to come out here and you want to put comments at the bottom and you want to express yourself, please feel free to do that. I'm just telling you, we have got to get to a place, y'all, where we get tired of doing this crap. I look at all these people and they just getting, you know, they just putting pictures out and more, and you go on in, it's clickbait and they not talking about anything, and they repeating the same news over and over, and then we get an appetite for it and we get hungry for it, and all we want is junk, junk, junk. Just feed me a whole bunch of junk. I just want junk. I want trash. I want to know what this person doing, that person doing. Just please, just feed me. Give me all the trash you can give me. And then we wonder why Auntie didn't think you were live chatting tonight. Saw your new YouTube video. Hi, boo. My mom, still blind. Those women tried to tell her. We choose to believe what we want to believe. The mind is a powerful thing. But the only thing about it is you may be able to deceive your mind. You may even be able to deceive your eyes. You may even be able to deceive your ears. But won't, Auntie, are you feeling bad for the wife? You may, but the one thing you will not be able to deceive is your soul. Your soul gonna know. There's going to be something inside of you that is going to know. You're going to know in your inner knowings, in your being, that this ain't right. And you will constantly fight against yourself until you come to the reality that this thing is not good for me. And one thing about the body is it will reject that which is not good for it. But we can continue to force it. That's just like people who have food allergies. And they know a certain food they're allergic to. But they know that they have a taste and an appetite for that food. And so they eat it right up until they got to take Benadryl. Some people take the Benadryl before they eat the food. But eventually your body's going to say, look, I told you I didn't like this. This doesn't work with our DNA. And you're going to have a reaction that's going to cause another reaction. And the next thing you know, you're in the hospital. See, we can force stuff down our mind. We can force things in our eyes. We can force it in our ears, but not in our heart. The heart cannot be fooled. And no, someone asked me, am I feeling sorry for the wife? No. I think the wife has some things that she has to bear. The word says that the tree is known by the fruit that it bears. This woman had an affair with him while he was married to someone else. So I'm not feeling sorry for her, because I think that if you build it, they'll come. But it's not my job to tear her down. It's not my job to condemn her, because how many times have we said what we wasn't going to do and we did it anyway? How many times have we said, I would never, ever get an abortion? And the next thing you know, you crying and you weeping and you gnashing your teeth because you had to abort a baby that you weren't ready for. How many times have we said, I'm not going to buy that dress. I'm going to make sure that I lose weight and I will never be fat again. You lose the weight and you're fat again. How many times have we gone back to people that we know ain't good for us? I ain't never going back to that man again. I will never date him again. You crying, your girlfriend's crying, y'all having drinks, you got your fuck-em dress on, you out and you partying, this is it, I'm never going back to him, and the next thing you know, you're laid back up in the bed with him. How many times? Yes, they should be. And then he called. Yes! How many times? So I won't dig a grave for her. She'll dig her own grave. 6.5 years. Anita, Lord Jesus. Yeah, I passed the collection plate, honey. Okay. All right. I'm just saying. Y'all know out here on this channel, we don't talk about things the way other people do. That's not what we do here out here on Auntie's Advice. Because you know what? Auntie too old to fall for the okie doke. Auntie's too old to be pointing the finger. Because Auntie know what her life was like. Auntie ain't always had it right. And I still make mistakes. I still do things intentionally that I know I should not do. I'm not perfect. I'm not. So who am I to judge somebody because of something they did in the past? Who am I? Who are we? Now we come out here and we judge 90 Day Fiance because they putting it all out there, and you know we out there and we judging it. We judging that. We looking at that and we have an opinion about that. He absolutely is. Because he hasn't done the first things first. Kudos, my hat off to your grandmother. I couldn't have did it though. I couldn't have did it. I couldn't have done it. You gonna bring 2 kids into the marriage? God bless your grandmother. I could not have done that. I know so many people that say that they can do that. I just don't have the heart to do it. It's not in me. It's not in me not to be petty. It's not in me to want you to be responsible and accountable. And it's not in me to raise somebody's children like that. That crap ain't in me. Yes, he is. I could not do that. And I know people who have done that, and they miserable all the days of their life, trying to make somebody be something that they didn't want to. I can't do it. He did it over 30 days ago. This ain't just happened. He should have did it if he was remorseful and took accountability. He wouldn't have even been there, first of all. And then second of all, he would have confessed to this over a month ago. But when he knew that he could no longer cover it up anymore, he had to come clean with it. This was over 30 days ago when they videotaped him in the car with the girl, and him and his wife went out on Instagram and was like, ha, 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 we happy. And the thing about it is, you know, he probably, allegedly, was doing it when he was engaged to her. Because he hasn't realized who he is as a man and what his responsibility is as a dad. Stop that stuff, men. But we, as women, got to take ownership, too. We allow this stuff to happen to us. We mess with these men, ain't got a pot to pissing in the window to throw it out of. And we just walking around talking about my boo, my boo, my boo, my boo, my boo, my boo. And every time you get up to the cotton freaking counter, you pulling out your credit card and the daggone concierge and everybody looking at you like, You know what I'm saying? And we do this. I can't stand seeing a woman standing up at the counter swiping. And I'm going to tell you right now, bitch, don't come up to me in a grocery store or out in the alley, in the parking lot, and you a man and you begging me for something. I'm telling you right now, I go off on them. I be like, bitch, I got 20 kids. 20! And I'm not going to stand out here and feed you. Don't ask me for no money. I can't stand when a man asks a woman for money or anything. Don't ask me for nothing. Now, if I want to give it to you because we are mutually exchanging gifts, then that's one thing. But to stand out there on purpose and wait for me to get out my car, to beg me for it. I pulled up the other day. Me and my friends, we was going out to the escape room. Just hanging out on a Friday night, doing me. You know what I'm saying? I'm grown, I'm sexy. Do you, boo? This man walks up on my car. I rolls my window down. He like, hey, how you doing? I say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? You got $1? Bitch, I got $100. But I ain't giving you one. How you gonna walk up on my friends that was in the car had to calm me down. I was driving. I almost ran up on top of cars and sidewalks and everything else, cussing him out. Don't walk up on my car, ask me for $1. I said, what? Oh, so it done went from a quarter, now it's $1? Bitch, I got $100 and I ain't giving you not one of them. If you don't get the, they had to calm me down. Pull up. You need to pull off. They trying to get control of the steering wheel and everything else because I'm ready to run his ass over. Don't ask me. She said inflation. Don't ask me for no money and you a man. Don't ask me for nothing. You don't know what my situation is. The cotton freaking statistics say that 75% of African American children are born to a single mother. 75%. So when you walked up on my car, and I'm a black woman driving my car, bitch, I'm in the 75%. You need to assume that when you see me coming. I'm going to have to put a shirt on and say, I'm the 75%. Don't ask me for no money. Fair exchange, no robbery. You daggone right, or I'll help you fill out a job application. I'm too old now. I done already played the games. I done already been made the fool. Everybody plays a fool sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. I'm no exception. I've been there. I've done that. And I don't have no baggage from it. But what I do have is an education, and not a miseducation, about who I am and what my negotiables and my non-negotiables are. I'm not going to play with you, and you're not going to play with me. My brother had 4 kids on his wife. God damn. See, and y'all need to get that stuff off your chest. You need to, excuse me, y'all, get it up off your chest. And it's okay to release it. Because this is an environment where don't none of us know who you are. And that's why I was trying to get my little live thing on, you know, so I could hear y'all voices, because I'm desperately needing to hear y'all voices. I'm going to get my streaming together, and y'all going to be able to call y'all auntie, and we're going to be on the phone, and we're going to, that's right, relax, relate, release. Okay? Bloop. We have to look at these things as examples of what to do and what not to do. And if you're one of my loves out here, one of my nieces out here, or my nephews, and you dealing with somebody that you know got somebody else, I pray that God don't give you one night of peace until you sever that relationship. Because you deserve so much more than that. You don't even need to sleep at night, because you did wrong for that. If that man is married, even if he or that woman is married, even if they don't respect the covenant of marriage, you should. You don't need to be with someone who's a felon in infidelity, or a felon infidelity. I pray you get out of that relationship, and that you don't get any peace until you do. Women and men, if you're dating somebody and you know they cheating on you, I pray that a boldness comes up in you. And I absolutely pray that your self-esteem be built up by the words and affirmations you speak. Put some stuff on your mirror in the morning. Speak to your own spirit. Speak to your own self that I am worth more. Get a yellow sticky, a post-it note, anything. Write it in a lipstick, whatever you got to put it in shaving cream. That I am enough all by myself. And you know, we have that old cliche, I can do bad by myself. No, I can do good by myself. I'm not doing bad. The bad that I am doing, I'm getting rid of. I'm getting rid of all this baggage that is holding me back. Because you deserve so much more than some 2-bit, second-hand, second-rate, second-class asshole. Whether it be a woman or a man. What are you saying out there, boo? Okay. Been there, done that, working the jobs, going to school, doing all that kind of stuff, taking care of my baby. You deserve more. Write affirmations to yourself in the morning. God, I know that you have a perfect plan for me. Jeremiah 29:11. Write that down. Look that up. Even if you don't believe in God, I'm just giving you a good word then. Jeremiah 29:11. God, you got a perfect plan for me. One that is going to cause me to have good things in my life and not bad. Put it somewhere where you can see it every day. Don't put it amongst all the stuff that's at work, that's on your cubicle and on your wall and hanging all that, because it gets mixed up into all the other crap you got going on in your life. The overspending, trying to compensate for everything else that's wrong. All the stuff you want to ignore and turn your back on and act like you don't see it and it doesn't exist. All the judgments that you want to judge other people because really you live in a secret life and don't nobody know your life foul. So in order to keep everybody off your junk, you all on everybody else's junk. Being a busybody in the office, being a busybody amongst your family and your friends, just causing all kinds of ruckus that's going on because you don't want the spotlight to shine up on your stuff. And I'm talking to somebody out here. Because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be saying it. I know me. Trying to crap out. You dating him to cover up for what happened to you in your childhood. But ain't nothing going to cover it up because some stuff don't deserve to be covered up. We want to cover up stuff that needs to be exposed. So I pray that if you're going through something like that, that you get courage to say what you got to say and be done with it. So that you don't drag your life down and somebody else's life down right along with you. It's time to grow up. When you see people who busybodies and they gossipers and they ain't loyal to nobody, ain't trustworthy, ain't got no integrity, no character whatsoever, and then sitting up there and blaming everybody else for the stuff that's going on in your life and telling you what you need to be doing with your man and what you need to be doing with your kids, and you ain't even got no kids of your own, and the kids you do got raggedy as hell, all locked up and going through a whole bunch of changes. Your daughter's walking around, you know, just trifling all out get up. And I'm sorry if I'm stepping on somebody's toes. Something in you is broken and it needs to be fixed. Deal with your own stuff. Handle your business. Then you ain't got time to be looking at Kevin Hart and his wife, and she was out there talking about the other wife, and she was saying it. She broken too. You want somebody to make allowances for your crap, but you don't want to make allowances for nobody else's crap. It's time out for that. Sorry about that. Let me fix my... Everybody always tell me my face. That's right, you can do good all by yourself. Now he gonna come on here with some big brother. The hell? God bless you, baby, but you on the wrong conversation today. Rachel, you will. You already do have wisdom. The Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. Get it. It's the principal thing that you need in this life is wisdom. Because with wisdom comes every other gift. When you are wise and you have wisdom about stuff, it will open you up to endurance, to courage, to tenacity, to knowing when to speak and when to listen. Wisdom will open you up to what kind of friends to have around you. Let me tell you, wisdom is a wonderful thing. Because from wisdom comes knowledge, revelation, purpose, all that. I ain't trying to have church, but I did get a little. I stay prayed up. Ain't that what you call me singing? So before you start talking about another woman or another man and downing them, check right here. Check right there. Check right there. Before you got something to say about whether or not Usher need to be doing this and Usher need to be doing that, think about all the stuff you didn't reveal about yourself. Think about all the stuff that you hid. Now, I ain't saying he right. And I don't want anybody to say that I'm saying that they are right. I'm saying position yourself to be blessed. Yes, you are. Position yourself to be blessed. Because whatever you say out your mouth, that's what you're going to have. And the only person that's responsible for what you have is you. So when you sitting up there at the water cooler and you want to talk about all of that stuff that's going on in society, and you know you ain't getting your damn work done, you wrong anyway. Because ain't nobody bring you there to be a journalist. Now, I'm not saying you ain't going to have no free time to talk. And I'm not saying from time to time that we ain't petty. And I'm not saying from time to time that we don't make mistakes in our conversation. All I'm saying to you, she said we need to pass the work to play around. You can super chat if you want to, boo. But I'm just saying, check your stuff. Check your stuff. Then you got people, you know, I saw y'all talking about the church. Let's go in on and talk about the church. Shall we? You got Tasha Cobbs. She wanted to come out here and do a little song with Nicki Minaj. Okay. For real? Really? That's what you want to do? I thought that the Bible says either you hot or you cold. Since when has it been acceptable for you to mix that? What are you compromising for, Tasha? See, because either one gonna pull the other one, or the other one gonna pull the. Who's getting pulled here? Are your album sales that low that you want to use Nicki to get Nicki to come out there and sing on your track? That's how some people looking at it. That's how some people looking at it. And some people are saying, you know what? It's time for the gospel to be spread out to the four corners of the world. It's time for gospel artists to collab with secular artists. It's time for people to be in the club, going off gospel music. Because after all, it's the beat, but the lyrics get in your heart. They get in your spirit. See, the only thing that is universal in this world is music. Music transforms the mind, the body, and goes into the spirit. That is why you can listen to a beautiful song and it will transform you right back to where you were the day you heard it. There's songs that I can sing that will transform you right back to where you was. You'll remember the time, the place, the feelings, the food, the emotions, and everything. Music is what can do that. So if she collabs with Nicki Minaj and you're going through something and there's an encouraging word that comes up out of that song, what's wrong with that? So I'm going to try. For all of you all who are in your 40s, your 50s, where were you at when this song came out? I'm in love with Mary Jane. She's my main thing. She makes me feel alright. She makes my heart sing. And when you're feeling low, she comes as no surprise. Where were you at? What were you doing? When you hear this song, what do you think about? Where were you at? Summer, summer, summertime, summertime. Does that make you think about driving in the car with the top down? Music transforms and transcends. It gives us relationship to other people, relationships where we would never have. If you go to a concert and they're singing happy feelings everywhere, happy feelings, oh yeah, oh yeah, happy feelings. You at the concert, you know everybody up in there. It ain't a person in a Frankie Beverly concert that you don't know. That's your boo. You grew up with her. You ain't never met them a day in your life. But if you go to a Frankie Beverly concert, there's so much unity in that concert. Why can't they spread it that way? Why can't they? Music transcends generations. It transcends time. Why can't they collab? My dog was determined he was going to sneak up in here. He was determined he was coming in here. He said, I'm going to walk over to this food bowl and I'm going to act like I want some water and I want some food. All I want to do is be up underneath you, mommy. I want to smell you. I want to sniff you. I want to make sure you all right. I want you to make sure I'm all right. I want you to rub me on my back. I want you... Excuse me. I don't think that there's anything wrong with them collabing as long as the gospel and the words and the intended purpose of the song does not get lost. I think some of the music that we have been listening to lately has been complete and total trash. I understand what you're saying, Betsy, but you know what? Everybody is redeemable. Until she is in the grave dead, she is redeemable. So, Betsy, I do understand what you're saying. But I'm hoping that she's redeemable. And I'm hoping that she gets something out of it. I really am. I think that sometimes we as Christians are so hard on people. We ain't got no heaven or no hell to go into. And we ain't got no heaven or hell to put nobody else in. But we always got something bad to say. Always got something bad to say. When it doesn't line up with what we wanted to line up with. And we the same ones going to work and stealing time on our time cards. Same ones walking up out of there with ink pens that we know daggone well is property of our job, and we walking up out of there, but you don't want nobody call you a thief, because after all, you're a missionary and you're an elder and you're a pastor and you're reverend this and reverend that, but you know daggone well you stealing on the small scale. Stealing is stealing. I don't care how you do it. We always want to find ourselves judging people when they don't line up. Okay? Tasha Cobbs, that's right, CC. No sin is greater than another. Tasha Cobbs, don't let the message get lost in the music. You work with Nikki, but don't compromise and don't let the message get lost. And then you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Kirk Franklin was one of the people who ended up coming out and doing collabs, and his songs were in the club. But guess what? People got the message. And for those of those who didn't, they weren't going to get it anyway. And it's time out for the lyrics that we're hearing now. Maybe we'll hear something a little cleaner from Nicki Minaj. Maybe. And maybe she won't change and be affected by any of it. Maybe she won't. But let's just hope that she will. Because his stuff is out there. So what else do I want to talk about? Cynthia Drake, my brother has a problem growing up, honey. He's 56 and his wife is 32 and he's cheating on her. That's what I'm doing. I'm shaking my head. It's just sad. And I'm sorry that you all are going through all that. You know, that you see all of that going on in your life. Because, you know, what about the children that are standing out here and they suffering because we as adults want to live any old kind of way we want to live? It's so sad. It's just sad. It really is. So anyway, I am hoping that you all got something out of this. I really am. Again, like I said, I'm going to be setting up my streaming so that you all can call in. Please tell my uncle. You're not going to hell, baby. Nona Smith, you ain't going to nobody's hell. I will, boo. You're welcome, Miss Michelle. That's right, Anita. You told her the right thing. You can't change people. They have to be willing to change themselves. You can influence them. Auntie can talk about learning to love yourself. I'm struggling. What are you struggling with? Tell me what you're struggling with, sweetie. Why don't you love yourself? Always talking about someone is going to hell. That's because he living in it. He living in hell himself. You know, one of the truest saying that people say is misery loves company. It really does. A miserable person loves making other people around them miserable. I have really low self-esteem. Why? Is it because you've been judged by your beauty? You've been judged by material things? What is it that has caused your self-esteem to be so low, Nelly? You have to get to the root of what it is that has caused you to have low self-esteem, because you don't come out of the womb with low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is something that is created over time. It is almost like a boat that is out in the sea, and it is continued to be battered by waves and by storms. Over time, that wood in that boat will break down and disintegrate into nothing until it is taken care of and built back up, until it is polished and has the proper things around it to make it strong and continue to be a sturdy boat. It has to have some time to come out of the rough waters. Nelly, you have to come out of the rough waters. You have to. There's some rough waters you in, boo. And you've been out to sea too long. It's time for you to come back in and be rejuvenated. Whatever or whoever you around that you are comparing yourself to, that you have allowed to batter and abuse you and to use you and talk to you and treat you like you are nothing in front of TV watchers. Nelly? Auntie ain't neither one of them. Auntie ain't no therapist. Nelly, you got to get out the water. It's time for you to dock. I haven't heard anything from you, Nelly. What rough waters are you in, Nelly? Mm-hmm. Is Nelly still there, or did she get disconnected? I think Nelly... I think Nelly got disconnected. You still here? What rough waters are you in? Where's beautiful Alan at? Is she drinking? You compare yourself to what? Nelly, you around the wrong people. You got to get out them rough seas. I noticed that your icon... I noticed that your icon has flowers on it. So there's something in you that wants to blossom and that wants to grow. But you know what? You can't blossom and grow until you get out the weeds. The people that you hanging with and that you're comparing yourself to are stifling that flower that you got on your icon. Everything we do for a reason. Everything is a symbol and connected to something else. And of all the icons you could have chosen, all the pictures you could have chosen, Nelly, you chose a flower. One of the most delicate and fragile things that God has ever created. But you know what? Let me tell you, even in that flower being delicate, Nelly, there took a lot of strength for it to grow and break ground. People see flowers as something weak, but they have strength underneath them. And guess what? Even with what they see, even with what you see, the ending result of it, there's strength behind it. And that flower will come back the next year. Look at what you chose. Look at who you are. You're probably among weeds. You're stifling yourself and wanting to blend in. But a rose will never blend in with a daisy. Never. Thank you, Nona. It will never blend in. God did not create you, Nelly, to blend in. And that's why your esteem for yourself is low, because you esteem others higher than yourself. That's low self-esteem. If nobody's ever told you what it is, it means that you esteem yourself lower than other people. God said the moons and the stars and the beautiful galaxies are made good, but he said you were made very good. Anytime, Bookie. Anytime, sweetie pie. You weren't meant to be a weed. And the sooner you find that out, the better off you're going to be, Nelly. And I'm glad that you opened up like that, because this is a safe place for you to do so. Yes, we are. We are all a Heavenly Designer's original. And we were not meant to live in the weeds. We're beautiful. And for some people, like I always say, I ain't their taste. I'm not their taste. I'm not beautiful. I don't have the long, well, I did have long hair. I chose to cut my hair short. But I mean, you know, I don't have all the stuff. I'm not all slim and trim and, you know, walking around, you know what I'm saying, like this all day and every day. Ain't nobody doing that, Nelly. People live in Nelly, you are loved and you will always have Jesus by your side, baby girl. You are all different and beautiful in your own way. That's what makes you special. Thank you, Cynthia Drake. But you gotta get out of the sea. It's time to come. It's time to get your boat fixed. It's time for some maintenance, and that means coming out of the rough waters. That means separating yourself, and sometimes it's hard to do that. Rebirth, Nelly, you are unique, and there are only, let me see what she's saying. That seems very positive. Rebirth, Nelly, you are unique and there's only one of you and you are perfect in God's eyes. See yourself how God see you. Be yourself, live for you and be the best you. That's so positive. Thank you, y'all. Y'all are so loving and so kind out here on the YT. It's so many trashy channels that are on YouTube, and some people have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but I swear I thank God for my subscribers. I thank God for all of y'all. I really do. I thank you all that you all have my heart and have the heart of this channel, and we can laugh and joke and kiki, because trust me and believe me, Sunday we gonna be patty. But when it's time for us to dig in and be encouraging to one another, we are here. And if you got family members and friends and all of that kind of stuff that you know are going through stuff, and you know they just trifling as hell, share this channel with them so that they could be able to come in and get some of the wisdom and some of what you get. It's you know, it's not fair to know that, you know, somebody is selling, you know, ice cream cones, 2 scoops for $1 and you don't say nothing. That's right, Patty 90-day Sundays. Yes, Samantha. Share this channel. I know I'm, like I said, I know I'm unorthodox. I know this channel is different because I watch other people's channels. Thank you. Thank you so much, Clinique. Hi, boo. I didn't even know you was out here. So, Nelly, I have to get ready to go because I have to go to work tomorrow and I've got to do another 12, 13 hours overtime. Thank you so much. You are too, Nona Smith. Thank you, VWB4A. Thank you. Oh, you just got here, Clinique. Clinique, you did that the other day, boo. You just came in on... No, that wasn't you. That was on PYT 29. Yeah, I gotta work. I gotta work. Thank you, Cece. You're lovely too, boo. Ed said he looking at Paul. Yes, that's so encouraging, Anita Lake. You're welcome, Nelly. And Nelly, you know you can always reach out to me. Okay? I love you all. Nelly, you be encouraged. All of you all be encouraged. I love y'all. Until Sunday. Oh, that's so nice. Rachel said Nelly God stitched us all up perfectly. That's so beautiful. Love you all too.